Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Smaug tutorial. Smaug. So far you should have done part 1 and you should have 2 of these done, okay? They look like this, they're the same, they look the same. Okay, so for this part we're going to be working on the ridges as well as the fingers and part of the muscle, okay? So first of all you need 2 looms for this part, and I connected them end to end here. Okay, and the way you can do that is by using the big base to connect the 2 of them like that, and then just use your extra pieces to do, the rest. Okay, so I have 2 looms connected end to end here. It'll make it easier for this portion. Alright, so we're going to start by making the fingers. I'm going to use my burgundy brown. I'm going to double loop. And now I'm taking 2. Now I am double looping. And again. And again. And now I'm going to take 2. So 2 of the burgundy. And now I'm going to double loop black 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to cap off this end, wrapping a black band around this peg, creating 5 loops. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can only do 4, that's fine too, but 5 will make it into more of a point. Okay, let's do a second toe. So we're taking 2 browns. Then we are double looping 3 times again. So double looped once, double looped twice, double looped 3 times, and then take 2 brown again, and then take your double looped black, and again, double looped black, and again. And then again we are capping off this by wrapping the band around the peg, creating 5 loops. Alright, we got 1 more finger. We're going to take 3 brown here. So 3 brown, then a double loop single, and then 2, and then a double looped black, and another double looped black. Then we are going to cap this off by wrapping the band around the peg, creating 5 loops. Okay, we're going to loop up these. This is going to be the thumb here. I'm going to tie off the end. It doesn't matter what color you use. I'm just using a burgundy. Okay. This one is I want to say this is the pointer finger. Yes, this is the pointer finger. Alright. Capping off that end, pulling that off. Alright. Oh, you can pull this one off too. So we have our thumb. You might want to put these in order. Thumb. Also, if the bands are a little twisted, you can untwist them. Thumb. Pointer finger. If you want to even out that end cap, you can. Okay, and then this is going to be the middle finger here. The longest one is the middle finger. Alright, tying that off. Okay, that is your middle finger. Alright, so put those aside. Now we're going to be working on the ridges This part is a little tedious and a little bit annoying because bands will be falling off your loom as you do this, just a warning. So just follow me. Starting at the top, we're going to take a brown and a black diagonally. Then we're going to take 2 black. And then we're taking a brown and a black. This is kind of random. This isn't really a pattern. And a brown and a black again. Technically you can do these however you want, but if referring to the band count, do it the way I'm doing it. Then 2 black. Okay. Then a brown and a black 3 times. So brown and black. Brown and black. And brown and black again. Alright, now I'm going to do 2 black. And then a brown and a black. Alright, and now I'm doing 2 black. Brown and a black. Brown and a black again. And hold up. Okay, then 2 black. Then brown and a black 3 times. Here's once. Here's twice. Here's 3 times. Alright, and now we're taking 2 black. Then a brown and a black twice. Then 2 black. Then a brown and a black 4 times. So here's once. Here's twice. Here's 3 times. Here's 4 times. Then we're going to take 2 black. Alright, and now we're taking a brown and a black. Then we're taking 2 black. Then a brown and a black. Then 3 black. Alright, 3 black here. You can go straight down here, so 3 black again. And then we are going to double loop a black 4 times. So here's once, twice, 3 times, and man, some of my blacks aren't very good. 4 times. Alright, we're going to cap that off with another black, wrapping the black around the peg, creating 5 loops with it. Okay. Alright, now, this is the annoying part because chances are bands are going to be falling off here. We're going to take our burgundy bands. Actually, I think I just thought of an easier way to do this. We're going to start looping. Go down under the capping band, loop up. Up to here, okay? So we looped that triple black there, okay? I'm going to grab a burgundy and put it right on the next peg there. Loop up over that burgundy. And put a burgundy on the next peg. Same thing again. Loop up and over the burgundy. We're going to continue to do that all the way up. It's actually best to put on these one at a time, because if you put them all on, they're going to be popping off as you loop. At least that's what happened to me when I made my other wing. Okay. Oops. Hold up. Okay, this last one we're not going to put a band around, so just loop up that final set like that, and as usual just tie off your end. Okay, and then we're going to pull this off. Alright, so once you've pulled it off, you want to make sure it's nice and neat. So if I look at mine, my bands are a little bit twisted together. And if they are, pretty much you just want to take your fingers and untwist them, like so. Bring them to the right size that they should be on. Alright, you want to try to make this as neat as possible. So just take a look and make sure your bands aren't all twisted up. And once you've done that, we are going to be pulling all those loose bands on the edge to one side. So pull them all to the same side. And make sure they're not twisted up either. Okay, so they're all to one side. Doesn't matter which side, okay, because it's, you know, the same on both sides. All right, so put that aside. That is going to be the long ridge, and that's this one here. And now we are going to be working on the medium one, which is a little bit shorter. So take a burgundy and a black, and then take two black, and then a burgundy and a black, and then a burgundy and a black again, Now we're taking a burgundy and a black again. Okay, then 2 black. Then a burgundy and a black 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then we are taking 2 black. Then a burgundy and a black twice. Okay, wait, so I did 3 times, so I did it twice. Okay, now 2 black. Then burgundy and a black twice. One, 2, then 2 black. Then burgundy and a black. Then 2 black. Can't do this one-handed. I have my finger on my diagram so I don't lose the spot I'm at. That's why it looks weird. Okay, and then a burgundy and a black twice. So here's once, and here's twice. Then 2 black. Okay, then a burgundy and a black twice. Burgundy and black. Burgundy and black. Alright, and then we're going to do our 3 black. So 3 black here. And again, 3 black. Then our 4 double looped black. So here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And again, we are going to cap off our end with a black, wrapping it around the peg, creating 5 loops. 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to loop up to here, like we did on the last one. Okay, and now, instead of putting 1 burgundy on each peg, we're putting 2. 2 burgundies on each peg. So this can be a little more difficult. Alright, so just, alright, loop that, grab 2 burgundies. This can be tricky because they tend to fall off, especially when you have 2. So you may want to push down your bands. Let's do that. Let's push down the bands on the pegs so they don't fall off as easily, hopefully, if we do that. Alright. Continuing. Yeah, that's much better. And do not put, try not to put stretched out burgundy bands on here. Try to use the tight bands, the new bands. If you tend to reuse your rubber bands, make sure you put new bands on. If you already put some stretched out ones on the other ridge, don't worry. It'll be fine. It's just looks nicer with new bands. New tight bands. Whoops. Hold up, I grabbed an incorrect band. A moment. Okay, and again, just looping up that last set, tying it off. Whoops. Okay, pulling that off. Alright, again, I'm going to straighten out my bands, make sure they're not all twisted up in there. Oh, boo. One of my black bands didn't end up going through very well. Oh well. Alright, so anyway. So you're going to straighten out your bands. Especially the triple bands at the bottom. They tend to get twisted up when you pull them off. So just even them out. Pull them to the right side. Alright, and then what we're going to do with these bands on the edge, we're going to each, you know how we had two on each peg? We're going to pull one to each side of each set. Okay, so just take your time and do that. One to each side. Alright, so once you've done that, make sure there's no twisted up ones, and you can put that aside by your other one, and by your fingers, okay? Now we're going to be working on the small ridges. We're going to start with 2 blacks. Oops. 2 blacks, then a black, and a brown. Oh my. Okay, then a black and a brown again. And again. Okay, then we're doing 2 blacks. Then black and a brown. And we're doing that 3 more times. Black and a brown. Okay, then we're going to take 2 black. Two black, then a black and a brown. Okay, then 2 black, and a black and a brown 3 times. Okay, then 2 black. Then a black and a brown. Then here we have 3 blacks. So we're putting our 3 blacks going down. And again. And then our 4 double looped single blacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again capping off, wrapping the band around the peg, creating 5 loops. Let's start to loop up. Up to here. Okay. Now we're going to take our 2 burgundies as usual. Onto each peg. Oh, but for, let's push these down like we did before. So push them down. Okay. Anyway, 2 burgundies. And again. And again. Oops, that's not correct. Make sure you grab the right bands, guys. Unlike me. Okay, final setup. Again, tying off. Pull off. And again, just make it look nice and neat. And at the bottom there, okay. And again, we are going to pull out 1 to each side here. Alright, and once you've done that again, you're just going to put that aside by your other ones. Okay, that is your short ridge, so you have a short, a medium, a long, and your 3 fingers. Alright, we're going to work on his little hand here. Or if it can even be called a hand hat. So, I'm taking 2 browns. Okay, 2 browns like this. And I'm going to take 2 more, going this way as well. Then I'm going to take 2 black. And 2 black here. And then I'm going to take 2 brown. Oops. Here. And again here. And 2 brown here. This will give him a sort of speckled look, which is, if you look at pictures of him, he does kind of have dark speckles on his hand, so it'll work out. Okay, then grab 2 black. Diagonally like that, and then 2 brown. Like that. Okay, I'm going to grab a single double looped brown, like this. Okay. Pointer finger and middle finger. Let me just think for a second here. Hold up. Take this off, sorry. What we're going to do is we are going to, let's lift up, we're going to lift up these 2 blacks and these 2 browns. Just let them lay there. You're going to grab your thumb. Okay, your thumb is the shortest finger that you made. Put your hook through the loose ends in your thumb. And we are going to attach that right onto this peg here. Once you've done that, you can replace the 2 brown and the 2 black over that. Just like that, okay? Then we're going to lift up these 2 blacks and we're going to grab our pointer finger, which is the shorter of the 2. Pointer finger, and that is going to go right onto this peg here. Once you've done that, you can replace those black bands over that. Then we're going to lift up these 2 black and these 2 brown. And we're going to grab our middle finger. We're going to go through it. And that is going to go right onto this peg. You can replace the brown and the black, and then let's grab that double looped band and we're going to put that back on. Yeah, okay. I believe that's what I want. Yes, that's what I want. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my long ridge, the longest one, the first one we did, the one with the bands all off to one side. We are going to attach it to this peg so that the bands are facing outward that way, okay? So go through the loops at the end and wrap them around this peg here. Alright, then we're going to grab the medium ridge and we're going to attach that one right onto this peg. Then we're going to grab the small one and attach that right onto here. Okay, just like that. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to go down and I'm going to loop these 2 burgundies. Okay. Then I'm going to loop the 2 black. Alright, then I'm going to go in down here and I'm going to loop these 2 burgundies and these 2 and these two black. Okay. Then I'm gonna loop these and go all the way down past the fingers to grab the two black bands. Loop those, and then go all the way down and grab the two burgundies here. Loop those, and then grab the two all the way down here and loop those. Okay, just like that. Then I'm just gonna grab a band and tie off my end here. Okay. Now, before you pull it off, let me tell you something. You're gonna go back, after you pull this off, you're gonna go back and you're gonna redo what we just did so that you have 3 more fingers and 3 more of these, okay, for your second wing. But when you get to this part, where we attach the fingers and the ridges, you're gonna do it opposite, okay? Make sure you do it symmetrically, okay? So instead of going like this direction, it's gonna go like this. Make sure you do it that way, and the reason is because we attached the fingers so they're popping out downward, okay? And if you do it the same way for the other wing, they're gonna pop out upward when you attach it, and that's gonna look weird. You want them to pop out the same direction on both wings. So just make sure when you do this portion and you connect everything to it, you make it symmetrical, okay? Hopefully you understood that. So you can pull this off and then go back and do your second set, okay, of that. Alright, so it looks like we have our fingers and our ridges attached to each other. Once you've done that, you can pull off the tying bands around the fingers. Okay, do not pull off the one we just put on though, okay, because otherwise it'll come apart. Okay, so leave that one on. Just pull off the ones around the fingers and around the ends of the ridges. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Ja, you understand? Cool. Alright, so you should have 2 of these now, and the fingers should be popping out this direction on one, and you should have one that's opposite as well, okay? Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to make some of, let me make sure I have enough room on my loom. Yes, we are going to make like the muscles, which pretty much adds more bulk to the arm part, okay? And then in the next video we'll be putting everything together. Alright, so let's do the muscles. So I am taking 2 brown here. Then I am taking 2 black and 2 brown and 2 brown again and 2 black. And I'm taking 2 black and 2 black over here. 2 brown, 2 brown, 2 black, 2 black, 2 brown, 2 brown, and we're doing brown here as well. So brown and brown. Alright, we're going to take 2 browns and do our horizontals. So 2 at a time, making our triangles. And then we're going to take a brown and cap off our end, wrapping it around the peg, creating 4 loops, like that. Alright, so this is going to be the main bulk muscle right here. Okay, now we're going to work on this part of the muscle. So we are taking 2 browns, then 2 black, then 2 brown, then 2 black, then 2 brown. And now we are taking 2 brown here, and 2 black, and 2 brown, 2 black, and 2 brown, and then we're taking 2 black, like this. We're going to cap off with a brown, wrapping it around the peg, creating 4 loops. Now we're going to take double looped brown for our horizontals, like this. Okay, and now we can loop these both. Okay, you want to make 2 of each, okay? You can do that after or now, if you have room, because you need 1 set for each wing. Let's do this one now. Alright, and as usual, I'm going to tie off my ends. I'm going to use a different color just so I can see them better. That way it makes it easier to take them off later. What did I do? Put a gray here instead of a black? Ah! I must fix that. Hold up. I did a gray instead of a black. That's not good. Alright, so anyway. So for your second set, you can do it exactly the same. You don't have to make this one symmetrical. It's totally fine. You can do them both the same because you'll just flip it around. Alright. Cool. Roar! He's gonna be so cool. Alrighty, so go back and make sure you have 2 of each of these and 2 of these, and then make sure you have your second of these as well. Okay? And then you can go to part 3. See you over there, everybody.